Kosmika. There we go. I forgot to actually power up my microphone. Hello everybody, how's everyone doing? 皆さんもごきげんよう、元気でしょうか? Hope you all had a lovely weekend. Hope you had a lovely day. We are back with a little more Final Fantasy for the After Years. I know it's been several days. I've just been having internet issues amongst other issues. But we seem to be doing okay today. And hopefully it stays that way. Hello. We're gonna have just a short stream of trying again for the pink tail from the, was it called the Flan Princess? Let me get the guide open. Pretty sure it's the Flan Princess. Yeah, the Flan Princess. Yeah. And I didn't load the game right away because I actually there should be a little bit of time left for the full moon. So as soon as I get it in, I'm gonna run back into that room and try to get the Flan Princess to spawn again. But today today's gonna be a shorter stream, and so we're not gonna watch anything. Last time I was hoping to do some grinding while watching a Disney movie, and while the next in the marathon should be up, since I've never actually watched it before, I would like to actually sit and I want to pay attention to it, and I can't do that while I'm playing something on the side. So I'm gonna keep that for another time. And then I was like, okay, so what can we watch? Wait, hold on. Let me pull up my list again. So my thinking was, okay, so next would be Up. And then after that is actually A Christmas Carol, but it's not Christmas yet. So that felt inappropriate. And then after that would be Princess and the Frog, but we watched that for White Day. So we already watched that. So actually then after that would be Toy Story 3. After that we skipped the hold on, no. We watched The Princess and the Frog for Valentine's Day, and then we watched Tangled for White Day. I think that's what we did. It's one or the other. I think I can just look actually. Let me check. Let's see. Let me go back. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we watched Princess and the Frog for Valentine's Day, and then Tangled for White Day. So yeah, then after the Princess and the Frog would be Toy Story 3. So that's what I was hoping to watch last time while grinding, but I'm thinking of having just a shorter stream today. I'll probably also not be very I probably won't be chatty as much as chatty as I won't be as chatty today. So just a very, very chill stream today. Chill and short. Okay, let me keep the guide open on the side here. Let's get into the game. Hopefully it doesn't crash. There we go. Okay, let's make a run for the room again. Hopefully everyone's okay. Yeah, okay. And it's the full moon, yeah? Yeah, okay, great. So we're just gonna try to get the Flan Princess again. We've come across it, I think, a couple times, but they didn't drop the tail. Oh no. just do pray. Oh, she's 47. We're actually... Yeah, she's actually the first one of the group to get that much closer to 50. Oh shoot, no, I meant to... That's okay. I meant to pray with Porom, but that's okay. No, shoot, I did it again. I hate the Chimera. Oh, okay, that may have been overkill with the healing. Oh no, not the Amazon. Uh-oh. Oh, there's the moon phase. Okay. I won't bother raising Harley then, because I'm just gonna use a cottage. Or tent, actually. I'm gonna use 2 tents. Well, as many tents as in here we need to change the phase. So it's a waning moon now. Oh, last 2 tents. New moon. Waxing moon. Okay. Actually, I want to check something really quick. Yeah, okay. So, a friend of mine, they recently started playing the After Years themselves. And they were asking me if at some point during the game, do all of the inventories from each tale combine? I told them, yeah. But not for a while. Because they're still very early in the game. And so they were asking, okay, so I don't have to worry about using my silver apples on people right away. And I was like, I was trying to remember actually what the silver apples do. But I assumed that pretty much everything that we've collected would end up in our inventory up until this point. And it looks like it's true. We have 4 silver apples. I forgot that. I'm glad that they reminded me about this item, because this increases max HP by 50. So I can actually use these. I can use these on 4 party members. When I'll probably use them when I feel like I'm ready to take on the final boss. And give them to, like, the ones with the lowest HP, I guess. Probably, like, definitely, like, the healers or the casters. Alright, we're gonna have to use a cottage now, because I'm out of tents. And I can't buy tents from the Loperate outside of the whale. They only sell cottages, so. It's full moon. Let's go back. Aye. It's probably a waste of time. Run! Clank. That's fine. Well, that was a lot of Gilda drop, but it's fine. Did I did. Never mind. Thought I forgot to do something, but I didn't. Okay, here we are. Let us try again. So I'm thinking that if we don't get the pink tail today, I will just progress the story next time, because I don't want to take away I don't want to spend too much time on stream farming. I could potentially do this off stream, but I actually because I want to do everything on stream, I haven't done anything off stream for any of the games we've played so far. I tried a little bit for, I think, something for 3, but I didn't really, or maybe it was after I beat the game, but I didn't get much done. And honestly speaking, I barely have the time between all of the things I have to do, like, you know, obviously work. And such. Although admittedly, not that it takes up a lot of my time. I've gotten sucked into another manga webtoon. I started reading it the other day, and I'm just like, I just want to keep reading. It's like one of those situations where you start reading and you're like, I want to know what happens. I want to keep going and I want to find out what's happening. And it's I don't know if it's the same author of a one that I'm also currently reading. What's the title of the manhwa? I was hesitant to give the name because I know people will instantly, you know, make assumptions or think of something. It's called, let me double check just to make sure I'm getting it correctly. Waiting for the screen to go away. Okay, there we go. Okay. So it's called it's called Men of the Harem. And I know that sounds I know what that sounds like, but it's actually it's not what it sounds like. Sort of. There is a harem and there are men in it, but it's not like what you think it is. It is about it is about an empress. Well, she just goes by emperor because she is the sole monarch of the empire. Rather than, you know, being married to an emperor and she would be the empress. She's the emperor. And wait, hold on. I gotta focus on this chimera so I don't die. And while her empire has had female rulers before, they've, you know, in a typical, you know, patriarchal society, they're not seen as, you know, they're not treated the same as, like, you know, a male ruler, right? And she's like not even like, this isn't really a spoiler because it happens very early in the story. She doesn't become emperor because she intended to, right? Like, her father, the emperor, you know, he's ruling, and then he gets assassinated. And so she ends up being the next, she ends up being the heir because her older brother stepped down and abdicated his title. Like, he was the crown, her older brother was the crown prince, but he stepped down because he wanted to, he was very religious, so he just wanted to, you know, he wanted to go to the temple of their religion and study there. So that's what he wanted to do instead of becoming, you know, the emperor. And so normally in the universe of this manhwa, the next in line would be the child of the empress or the consort. And her father, the emperor, did have a consort. He did have, you know, he was married. His wife was the empress. But he had a son with his consort. So the main character, she has a half brother. So normally in this universe, whatever son there is in this situation, like her half brother would have been next in line, but the emperor chose her to be next, to be, you know, the crown, her to become the emperor. So it was a bit of a last minute decision. And then while she's like out on like an expedition, I think it's so long ago now because I've been blazing through the story. While she's away from the capital, oh! Gotta focus. Oh no. Oh no. Right. It's over. Oh no. Oh, that really sucks. Okay, I guess I have to wait. Did the phase change? No, it didn't. Okay. Oh, that really sucks. Okay. I guess I need to keep everyone topped off at all times. Okay. Hello. I had an okay weekend, thank you. Yeah, those slimes do look angry. She's not the first female emperor, but she is one in a very, very long time. Sounds like a Chinese movie, but forgot the title. First female. Yeah. I can totally imagine that there's like actually a bunch of those types of stories. But and there's also another part of the whoa. Okay, hold on. Okay, was not expecting it to so soon. Shoot. Doesn't work. Shell? There it is. No! Shoot! There we go. Ooh! Okay, one down. Cure on everybody. Yeah, they are strong. Okay, does it drop? Does it drop? Isn't it? No, no drop. Dang it. Anyway. So another part of the story, or the setup of the story, is that she has someone she's in love with, who turns out to be a prince from a neighboring empire. And they both loved each other. Like they met while he was in her empire studying. And so like they kind of like grew up together like a tiny bit. Like they spend a lot of time together because, you know, he's there studying. But he ends up having to go back to his home empire because there's his half brother incites a resurrection to try to take control of the empire. So he has to go back and try to, you know, take control. I'm basically let me know if you want me to. Actually, no. I'm pretty sure no one's gonna read it, so I'll just tell the whole story. So he has to leave, and he's gone for a while. But he promises her that once he's gotten everything under control and everything settled down, he'll send for her so they can be married, and she'll come to his empire and become his empress and everything. 2 years pass, and she's waiting. He finally, the prince finally takes control, and he rises to the throne. He becomes the next emperor of his empire. And oh my gosh, I was not expecting this. Oh no. No, not her too. Oh no. Hello. Oh, we're in danger. No. Oh gosh, oh gosh. No, I just got him up. One down. Oh. No. Wow. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. No! No! Oh gosh. No! Oh, great. No. Oh, I hate this. So yeah, he takes he's able to get everything back in control. He becomes the next emperor. And so finally he sends a delegation to her empire. And the protagonist, her name is Latil. Latil, she's like, you know, she stumbles up. Well, she only realizes that he's there because she happens to hear them talking in like I guess the throne room or the audience chamber, wherever that room is. No one told her. She just happened to hear them talking. She's like, oh my gosh, they're here. That must mean he is here, you know, to give a marriage proposal. But she doesn't, so but like, because no one called for her, she kind of like, she's like hiding behind her, she's like hiding around the corner listening to the conversation. But instead of, you know, hearing what she expected, she hears them saying, that, so like the name of her, who she thought was her, like, you know, her lover, her boyfriend, his name is Hyacinth. So Hyacinth, I don't know if he himself said it, but asks her dad, the emperor, and this is while he was still alive, to send with their delegation to, like, you know, it's all politics. When they're supposed to send a delegation to, you know, as a, I forgot the exact reason, but you know, it's like because he's a new emperor, like, you know, basically support and whatnot, and like congratulate him for, you know, becoming the emperor and winning the war. As part of the delegation include, was it consort? Hold on, let me double check just to make sure. Was it consorts? I think it was consorts to offer to him. I have to go all the way back to episode like 2, 3. Let me see. Oh no, this happens actually very, let me see. It actually probably happens in episode 1. I'm wasting time. I'm wasting time with the full moon. It's okay. Just take a second. Oh, okay. No, I misremembered. So they're like, we humbly request a delegation from the Tarium Empire, that's the one she's from, to congratulate His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Hyacinth, and his new bride. That's what it was. So she hears them say that he has a new bride, and she's like, what? Did I hear right? He's married? He has a bride? And so, like, so that happens. She's heartbroken, obviously. And then, you know, like what I mentioned earlier happens, you know. She has to become the new emperor after dealing with the betrayal. While she's away, her half-brother tries to take over. He incites an insurrection, blah blah blah. She takes control again. She becomes the new emperor. And as So like she decides to set up a harem for herself for 2 reasons. One, to spite Hyacinth, you know, her ex. And 2, to like calm down like the nobles in the court, because they're gonna, you know, give her like a hard time. Like even from like the get-go, because she's a woman, they're like, oh, you have to immediately, like they're like, you have to find someone to settle, like find someone to make a baby, essentially make a baby with, because, you know, they want like to ensure that she has an heir, or that they have an heir, you know, secure, you know, the empire and her bloodline and whatnot. Obviously, you know, emperors, you know, male rulers get that too, but not as quickly. Like, she essentially, on her coronation day, the ceremony is like, you know, it completes, she sits down, they're like, so when are you gonna have a baby? Is essentially the vibe it was. And they go on about having only one consort. And for those who don't know the difference between a consort and like a concubine, so like a consort is basically like a recognized official partner who may or may not be married to them. So and this is actually still even a thing in today for like the British royal family, for example. Like hello, like the king, he married someone else after a long time, after Princess Diana, or yeah, Diana passed away a long time ago. But she's not, you know, a queen. She's the queen consort, if that makes sense. So so when they're talking to her about, you know, having a consort, they only mention one, and she makes a point of like saying past emperors have had multiple consorts. Like some had like 5, some had, you know, 7, and like even like the super like flirty ones had like 20. And then she's like, I want 5. I think she said 5, 4 or 5. I think it was 5. And they're like, oh, but that's never happened before. You know, it's just because she's female, right? Which is, you know, typical. But she insists, and you know, she's the emperor. They have to listen to her what she says. So this is how she ends up with a harem, to spite her ex, and also to like quiet down the nobles who are, you know, who are bugging her to find a consort so she can have someone to make an heir with. She doesn't take it seriously. She just she ends up with like a group of like 5 who are all like very attractive in their own ways, and they're all very unique people and have unique qualities about them, and also from different walks of life. Like there are like 2 nobles, one who's higher ranking than the other, a prince from a neighboring empire actually, a very, very wealthy merchant, a mercenary king. Am I forgetting anybody? I don't think I am. One joins the harem later. He's at first he's not serious about it, like he's just doing it for like undercover and protection, but then he ends up like kind of taking it somewhat seriously, because he, you know, he kind of starts falling for her. He's like a sage. He's like the great sage. He's a funny character. He's like a big muscle man. But there is a lot more intrigue and drama than anything else. So it's definitely not like all spice and whatnot. It's a lot more mystery, betrayal. But it's also fun to see who which of the men in her harem she like gets along with, and her interactions with them. She's because she's not taking it seriously in like trying to like, you know, bed any of them. She ends up being more, you know, absorbed in her work as, you know, as an emperor. And it's it's really enjoyable to see like when they get like pouty because like she doesn't spend any time with them. It's like kind of like it's not as blatant, but like it's a little bit of like how it would be when like the tables are turned, when there's like, you know, a male ruler and he has his harem of, you know, women, and they're all like, "Your Majesty, won't you spend time with me?" But it's not annoying like that. They just like, you know, they get excited when she comes over, but you know, she ends up not spending a whole lot of time with them. Sometimes she actually does sleep with them, like just literally sleep, like go to bed. She does that with like a couple of them. But like it never goes any more than it doesn't go beyond that. Aside from like a couple times, she actually does like kiss a couple of them, but it really doesn't go any further than that. But like the story's very deep, which is why I'm so absorbed in it, because like it's like one thing after another happens. It's like, wait, what? This person was behind that? Wait, what's going on with that? Wait, what's this? What's this now? Why is that happening? Kind of thing. Wait, is her weapon like for raising or Asuna? Asuna, okay, I can do a free Asuna in the next fight. Actually, I should probably do it now because they need to be kind of basically topped off to be able to handle the Flan princesses. Still ongoing? Let me check. I've actually wanted to not look so that I know if I have more ahead of me. Like, so I'm currently on episode 112, and there are currently 198 episodes. Yeah. It's still ongoing. It hasn't ended. Let's see. The other manhwa, I think it's from the same author or same group, or same producer. I actually don't know. That I'm also enjoying it's called the Remarried Empress. The story changes quite a bit, like the direction. But it does start out with an empress who ends up getting remarried, as the title suggests. She's married to an emperor of an empire, but he doesn't treat her super well. Like, they actually grew up together and studied together. Like, they were basically like getting ready to be married and rule the empire together. But because of the kind of person the emperor is, he doesn't really treat her that well, and he ends up bringing home a mistress one day. And then it goes downhill from there. Like, she, because of the way he treats her, like, he used to be a lot nicer to her when they were younger, but, like, as they got older, he just became very, like, prideful and egotistical, and, like, he just thinks he's, like, you know, the most amazing thing in the world, and he's the most important person in the world, right? He can get whatever he wants, everyone will just give him whatever he wants. It's not in an annoying way, but, like, it's definitely in a frustrating way. So she doesn't, you know, she's very cold to him, you know, rightfully so. And he often, like, you know, calls her out on it. But she's actually very good at, you know, speaking in her, like, a very empress way, where, like, she won't, what's the word I'm looking for? She won't argue. But she will be, like, subtly, like, implying that it's his fault kind of thing. Above 100, that's long manhwa. Mostly manhwa that I read after 100 and the story's not complete, get oxes. Yeah, that does happen often. Darn, we got actually quite lucky with the spawns of the Flan Princess, but we wiped, like, 2 out of 3 times. That was very, very unfortunate. Yeah, and so she eventually reaches a point where she gets a divorce from him, on the condition that she can get remarried. Normally in that universe, normally an empress cannot get married again, but she has it so that the like the pope or whoever, like the religious leader is of that world or that religion, approves it. So she gets remarried actually to a king of a neighboring kingdom, and that king, he, like, when he visits for the first time and meets her, he, like, falls instantly in love with her. So she ends up marrying him. Like, she doesn't fall in love with him right away. Like, she does like him, like, she likes spending time with him and talking with him, but you know, she doesn't fall in love with him. She's very, very reserved, you know, as you know, rightfully so, because of everything that's happened. She was in love with the emperor that she had initially gotten married to, but because of all the things he'd done to hurt her and the way he treated her, she, like, falls out of love with him. Yeah, that's also another good one, but also still ongoing. Let's see. Let's see. I think actually I won't go back and try again some more, because I do want to wrap up soon. Like, I want to wrap up soon, but not right now. So I think instead what I'll do, let's just go back to where we need to be. So let's find an elevator. So let's go find the elevator. I think I'm going to give up on the tails for now. Ooh, it worked that time. Kiraja. Nice. Oh, nice. I shouldn't worry about using Podom's white magic, because she's just gonna get swapped out anyway. Okay, here we go. Oh well, okay. And a chimera no less. Oh. Well, since we're here, let's rest on the whale. Actually, it doesn't matter, because we're swapping party members anyway. Let's go to... we need to go here. Well, this is where we came to... right, this is where we came to talk to the guy who wants the tails. I am sorry, I have had no luck so far. If I'm feeling grindy, maybe I'll try again another time, but maybe what I'll do is, if I'm feeling that we need to grind for levels more, I will do it in that I'll do it at the same time as grinding for tail. Two birds with one stone type of thing. Alright, so this is where we were before. Let me edit the party. Let's see here. So I think 46 is the lowest. Oh, 45 actually. So let's we have Kalka. He shouldn't be there actually. Cecil. Kalka. Kane. Rosa. Edge. Yeah. Okay. Let's save. No, exactly 51 hours? Has it been 51 hours, really? No, I didn't want to fight anything yet. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Ugh. Ah. Ow. Ah. Oh gosh. Don't hurt Edge. Oh. Stop it. Dang. I hit for a lot. Okay. I wasn't planning on going around and actually fighting things. So yeah, I think from tomorrow, I think we'll just go ahead and continue with the main story of the game. So from here, and go through these next areas. I think going for the tails will just take up too much time. Hello, I'm sorry. We're gonna wrap up now. I did say that this would be a short stream today, so this is this is where I would like to wrap up. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know it's been several days for those who came in later. Just dealing with you know, internet issues, other technical issues, or logistical issues and whatnot. Thanks for the stream and manhwa story. No problem. I could go on and on about all the manhwa I've been reading lately. Anyway, hopefully there won't be any more internet issues anytime soon, at least. I did buy a new router that I was hoping would solve the problem, but there's I'm actually really upset about it. It was supposed to be delivered. It was it says it was delivered. This was the other day. It said it was delivered, but there was no sign of the package anywhere. I didn't see it outside my front door. I didn't see it, you know, nearby in the front, you know, in front of the, you know, the driveway or anything. I didn't see it at my neighbors' places, at least from what I saw when walking around. So I was worried that maybe someone stole it. And it was actually quite an expensive router because I wanted to upgrade the one that I've had which is in itself already like a high, like not like super high end, but like a more, you know, higher end router, because I wanted, I wanted something that would have a good range for the house. And I contacted FedEx to let them know that it was missing, and I had to wait. It was the weekend. It was supposed to have been delivered on Friday, but because it was the weekend, I had to wait until basically today for them to like look into the case that I've, the case that I filed, and they said that they exhausted all of their, like they did everything they could to find it, but they couldn't find it, and sorry, basically. So I was like, okay. I was like, I have a Ring doorbell in the front gate, and it said that it was, delivered at like 11:07 a.m. and I checked, the history in the Ring. Unfortunately, I wasn't paying for. I started a subscription because of this. I wasn't paying for like the video recording service for Ring, so all it does was like detect motion. Like it has a history of like motion detection. It doesn't save recordings of like, any motion or any people coming by. So but what I could see from that, like there was like motion detected at like 10 something, and that was me. But then like it said it was delivered at 11:07 a.m. and then like I checked the history, and like there was nothing from around that time. So I was like wondering if they even like put it there. So that's why like I looked around at like my neighbors' houses, and in case they got confused and put it at the wrong house. But I didn't see it anywhere from what I saw. Like I checked my next door neighbor like beside me and then like across from me. I didn't see it anywhere. And I was wondering, maybe like I live near a school, so I was wondering, maybe did like a kid steal it? But it was, in the morning, so they would have all been in class. So that's not really likely. But it could have also just been like some random person walking by. They may have taken it. I don't know. This has never happened to me before, where someone stole something. I'm not 100% sure that that's what happened, but it's starting to seem that way, especially if it's like an obvious Asus box. I was an Asus router that I bought, so if someone knows what that is, they might be tempted to take it. But like I'm confused because like I just said, the Ring doorbell didn't detect any motion at the time they said it was delivered. So I was like, did the driver, the FedEx person take it for themselves? And that's less likely. That's not as likely, right? And when I was checking the tracking, it did say like the city. It was delivered to my city, but it did like it for some reason the tracking doesn't list my actual address. So I was like, did they send it to the right city but not the right house? I don't know. And then I'm also wondering, maybe they dropped it off at one of my neighbors. They delivered it to one of my neighbors, and the neighbor like took it for themselves, thinking it was theirs. Or they just took it because, hey, free thing, that so they dropped at the wrong house. Most of my neighbors are like not that, like, well, I haven't really met my neighbors much, but the neighbors that I have crossed paths with, they're all nice. And like anytime like mail gets mixed up, which happens often, we'll just drop it off at their house. So like, hey, this is your mail. Oh, they dropped it off at the wrong house. This is yours, kind of thing. So that's not really likely. So I had to contact. So I contacted ASUS today, just to see, you know, just in case, maybe like they messed up on the shipping label, like messed up my address on the shipping label. But they make contacting customer support so difficult. There's so many companies that are really bad about this. They're like, I'm trying to click on like you know, live chat support, but and like it, like the first page is like agree to this and this, and then the second page is fill out your information. I'm like, okay, so like your name, your email, your phone number, and then like the category, and then but like for some reason most like links to the live chat support open a broken version of the chat support page. Like, because when you try to go to click the category, the type, it just says no data. Like, there's nothing listed there. Like, it's supposed to be like a drop down list, and you can select like technical support or online store support. That's the one I needed, you know, because it was regarding shipping. I wanted to click on that, but it just said no data, and I'm just like, what am I supposed to do? The only way it worked is if like I like went through a different like support page entirely, and then it opened up the same thing, but that actually worked. It's so frustrating. Like, ASUS, fix your support page, please. And then like I ended up speaking to the same support agent like 3 times, because I guess it's just the one person I don't know working at that hour, because it was mostly my fault, where like they were taking forever to respond to me. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like do something else while I'm waiting for them to respond. But then like when you wait too long, when you don't respond for a long time in like most chat support things, you'll get disconnected. That happened to me like twice. Did I call them? No, I was going to try calling them, but well, I did actually call FedEx. But when I, you know, called them regarding my specific case, said it was closed because they had already tried to look for my package. So they said, if you need further assistance, contact your shipper. And I was like, okay, yeah, there's FedEx is not even going to try to like help me if I try to call, you know. They're not going to let me, they're not going to connect me to an actual person, you know. It was all automated. So I'm thinking if ASUS doesn't help me, I'll try calling FedEx again, but like I'll try to get connected to like an actual person, you know, try to explain to them, hey, it says it was delivered at this time, but my camera didn't detect anybody at that time. There was no sign of the package. Did the shipping label get printed incorrectly? Was it the right address? Did your driver take my package? You know, I wouldn't be this upset if it wasn't, you know, that was actually, if I'm being honest, I was like really, really upset about that, because like the 2 reasons, like, one, I got that, you know, router to try to fix a problem that I've been having for like weeks and months now at this point with my internet. It's affecting streams, and it's been preventing me from streaming on, you know, multiple days. yeah. So I'm just waiting for so yeah, I talked to ASUS support, and they said they escalated it to, like, you know, another team to look at it further. So I'm just gonna wait for a response from them. If I'm lucky, they'll send me another one. I doubt it because it's a more expensive item. Or they might refund me. That's another positive thing that could happen. But I'm not holding out hope. So yeah. That's been my weekend. Did you pay with a credit card? I did. But I'm not gonna do a chargeback or anything because that's fraudulent, you know. It's not like, you know, if there's a good reason, you know, I'll do a chargeback, you know, if there's a legitimate reason. But you know. Oh no! Oh no! No, we're not. Hello, Raiders. Hi. I'm sorry. We're gonna end the stream. I'm sorry. I was gonna end the stream at like 10 minutes ago, but I started like yapping about my problems recently. But hello, welcome into the, and thank you for the raid, Antonia. I appreciate it though. How was your stream? Blame Bubba? I appreciate the thought, Bubba, but you know, I did say we are gonna have a short stream today. We got no. It does. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of time. But how are you, Antonia? How was your stream? 3-hour battle that should have been 20 minutes. Oh gosh, I know exactly how that feels. But hello, Raiders! If you've never been here, hello. My name is Kosmikameruhen. I am what you would call a reverse isekai fairy tale princess. I ended up in your world, and TLDR, I fell in love with video games, and here I am. I play a lot of RPGs, mainly. I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, so that's what we do a lot of here. We're playing classic Final Fantasy games. I also enjoy Genshin Impact, which we stream once a week, sometimes more. And I also enjoy other games as well, like visual novels and stuff like that. Puzzle games. Well, yeah. We're gonna be wrapping up. I appreciate it though. Let me link to Antonia's channel so you can all give her a subscribe. Hello, hello. I'm sorry, YouTube gave me an ugly link. Hold on. Let me fix it actually. Let me fix it. Alright, thank you for the raid. Thank you for stopping by. Enjoy your food. Sorry, I'm just gonna give the ugly link. This is working. This is more complicated than it needs to be. Please go give Antonia a subscribe. There's not another monitor today. Yeah. I decided not to do like watching other things while we were grinding because it was gonna be a shorter stream today. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining me today. if nothing goes wrong, we'll continue tomorrow. We're gonna not try more grinding for tails anymore. We're just gonna continue the main story from this point. And yeah, no other updates, I believe. But if anything changes, I will let you all know. Please give a like if you enjoyed the stream. Please leave a comment if you would like to share your thoughts. Please subscribe and or follow on Twitch if you would like to see more Final Fantasy streams. And if you're going to bed, I hope you rest well and have sweet dreams. If your day is just getting started, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I hope to see you all hopefully tomorrow. Ta-ta! Otsumika!